Hi everybody, this is our Seagull task. Okay, so remember we're collecting lots of research ideas ready for our final piece, which will be onto our canvas. So all the different aspects that we've drawn, we can put them all into our canvas. So this is my seagull. So I have looked at some research, some photos of a seagull, and I've put it into a sort of composition. I'm just trying to show you the composition there. Okay, so it's got a little bit of rope. I'm just going to keep that out of view so you can see what I'm doing with my painting. Okay, now if you haven't got watercolour, don't worry about it, just do it in pencil and do shading. Remember that you can use cotton buds to shade. You can use a rolled up piece of tissue paper to shade with a nice sharp pencil. Okay, so with mine, I'm going to do a watercolour. Now, if you wanted to use coffee, that would be fine. Okay, so I've got it into position. Now, I've made sure I've tried to create a dynamic pose. Okay, so it could be the seagull is just standing, okay, on a rock, okay, or just might have a reflection in some water. Okay, however you want to go about it, you just do it your own way. So look on the internet for a picture of a seagull. So this is my one that I took off the internet. So I've got it on my phone there, and I've superimposed the rope underneath it. So I've got some reference to how big I want it to be. Okay, so you can see the seagull's wings are white with the grey underneath and the black sort of tips. Okay, and a white body. Okay, so I'm just going to keep that on my phone as my reference. I've bought myself a lovely new palette of paint there, look. I've got myself my water pot with my brushes in. Okay, so I'm all set up, ready to go. So here we go. So I'm going to first work my grey wings. Okay, so I'm just going to work the grey wings underneath. I'm just trying to work out my new paint here. Okay, so I'm going for a very light grey underneath the wing. So with watercolour, it is better to start very light and leaving your highlights so you're not going over the white areas. Leave all the white areas and come back to them at the end, revisit them at the end. Okay, so I'm just going to build up gradually. With watercolour, I'm just going to wash it away, make it disappear. Okay, how I want it to be. Okay, remember, build gradually. Watercolour is not something that you rush into. You get yourself set up and work it in that way. Okay, so I've never used this paint tin before, so I'm just wondering what colours these are coming out at. Okay, so I'm just going to go round and catch the edge of the wings. So as I'm doing this, you can see I'm working quite quick, okay, but I'm making sure that it's not drying too quickly for me to actually work with here. Okay, so if I've done a few bits, then what I'll do is I'll wipe my brush and I'll just take a clean brush with no paint on it, just do it in a sort of circular motion and drag the paint away. Again, wash your brush off. Even after a few attempts, you'll start to get the colour back onto your brush. Okay, so I'm working it off, blending it off. Okay, so I'm going to have a sort of mottled effect on the end of these. So I'm taking some paint again, doing a bit more on the feathers here. Okay, obviously I won't be able to finish this in the time of the video because I'm only going to do a 10-minute video here. This will probably take me about, let's say 30 minutes to do it. So it'll probably take you about an hour to do it. Okay, and it will only take me 30 minutes because I'm rushing it. If I wanted to do it really, really well, then I'd spend some time choosing exact colours that I wanted, okay, and blending a bit more sort of efficiently than what I'm doing here. Okay, so you can see I'm just going to do it again. So I'm just going to take the brush off, and with the watercolour, what I'm doing is I'm dragging it away to nothing. Okay, now you can see I'm starting to build up little areas there. Okay, and what I do is I try and work the whole picture at the same time. So I'm literally dotting from one bit to the other at the minute. This bit's got a bit of a darker section under this little bit here where he's under his chin. Okay, again, I don't want it to be too dark, and you can see that this is coming down and this is a bit of a shadow here. Okay, so I'm using grey here, but what I'd like to do is put a little bit of a warmer tone into that grey. Okay, so once I've done this bit, so again, I've cleaned my brush and I'm taking it off. I'm putting it on, I'm taking it off, putting it on, and I'm taking it off. Okay, so however you want to go about doing it, like that. Okay, put it on, take it off. So I'm just making sure every little bit, I've got a little bit of tone going on to every bit at the minute. Not just focusing on one bit. Okay, I'm letting my brush just jump around wherever I want it to be. Okay. Okay. Underneath this leg here is quite dark, so I'm just giving myself some reference points to go from to start with, so I can see what's going on here. Now eventually I'm going to start to add, what's this, is this a bit darker? I'm having a little conversation with myself now. So just keep checking which bits are darker, which bits need to show other bits happening. Okay, so I'm again, clean brush, taking it away. Okay, so I'm putting it on and I'm taking it away. Clean brush, take it away. Okay, make sure these are blended in. It's quite warm in my kitchen, so it's drying pretty fast, this. Okay, now I've got my new paints from the range, and they were, I think this was $11.99, this little set that I've got. So what I'm going to do now is I've just used this colour. Okay, I'm going to use a sort of yellow ochre colour to put into it. So the birds aren't just white and grey, they've got a little tinge of other colours to them. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of the yellow ochre, it's called, and this one over this side. And again, making sure I've got a nice bit of water on my brush to show how this is sort of coming through onto the bird. Okay, so I'll just do some little sections where it's caught a bit of the yellow in, and again I'm leaving the white area. Okay, like this. Now after I've done this for a bit, okay, you'll be able to see that I've built it up. Now what we're going to do with this background, now I'm going to push this right back now before I finish this video, because I only want to do the video for 10 minutes. So I'm using a dark blue and a bit of green. Okay, dark blue, bit of green, putting it onto my mixing bit here over here, and I'm going to go dark behind here. Now the reason I'm going to go dark behind here is because I want this bird to stand out. Okay, so when you're finished, and only when you're finished,